some of the things that I think it worked was the synchronous lecture, plus having the recording of that live lecture was really appreciated by the students. They were very eager to share how they use it and how it was way more helpful than just a pre-recorded lecture. Also, having the worksheets of the discussion sections graded based on submission instead of accuracy. They were really happy to have that window and that freedom to actually work on a problem without thinking, okay, I'm gonna get points deducted if I don't ace all the questions and things like that. They had like that freedom to actually turn in a work that it was no harm. Yeah, they were able to like raise hand, write questions on the chatbots, and the chatbots became also a really nice tool for them. We had LAs during the lectures that were actually answering, but also themselves, they were able to actually have some peer support. So the pre-recorded live lecture was one of the aspects they liked the most about the course when they were asked about, because they were able to see other students' questions. They were able to have an actual pace of a class. So they really liked that, either for rewatching as a personal study technique, and also as a like if they couldn't attend due to like different time zones, because they were working, because they even had like classes right in the middle of my class somehow. So it was a pretty useful resource. But we also recorded the discussion sections too and posting them, because they were like, can you guys upload the recording of the discussion sections? And we did, and they really appreciate that. If you cannot make it a discussion, you can still kind of have a discussion there where you can watch everybody asking, or how the problem was solved and things like that. So just trying to give them flexibility. So it was through the survey I did. So they commented about how they like that, and they also like share a lot with me through a text group that we had, and I received hundreds of tests on my cell phone. I kept like seeing what was the mood. They were very open. They were very free to say whatever. I tried to make it like a safe space. Just share your thoughts. Just share what you think it's working. So they did. They share a lot through even classes. They would even like joke on me and things like that while teaching, and they were so funny. I feel they were very safe. It was good. It was very good for them and for me to sense, okay, this is working, let's keep at it. This is not working so much, let's try to shape it in a different way so they can actually get some knowledge. I always, whenever I interacted with them, I was trying to like, okay, how do you feel? How are you handling the situation? And I even give like about 10 minutes in class. Okay, let's talk about how you guys are handling the stress. What are your coping mechanisms and things like that? Just trying to reach to them, not only on an academic level, and make them feel like they can share with me like how they were feeling, how they were struggling. I used the pre-course survey and kind of gave me a feeling of the students that were struggling the most and that were in the most difficult situations. So I tried to start focusing on those students, like if they can achieve some learning, if they can actually learn something throughout this quarter, for sure the students that are in a good situation can learn. One of the challenges I faced was during office hours. What I wanted was to break them into rooms like we have in-person setting, where they are seated in like tables, and I can just rotate around the tables and give them feedback, and then gather them together for doing a problem on the board and things like that. So the first office hours, I tried to do that, but moving around the breakout rooms was so slow. So once I broke them into rooms, then they would leave because they didn't want to be in the room. They were in office hours to actually interact with me, and they wanted me there. So what I did is we had the LAs. I retained the main group and tried to like go through their questions and through the problems, but I also gave them the option, like if you want to go with an LA to a breakout group because you want specific questions or something else that we're not talking about here, you have that option. So that worked better because it was optional, and they were willing actually to do it, to participate, and to be in the breakout room. Some of the things I think were critical for the success that we had in the course was to actually be flexible and open to listen to the students and listen to what they feel it was working or not, and also keeping the academic standard that I wanted and the goals that I want for them to actually fulfill at the end of the quarter. It was a pretty unusual quarter. In the evaluation, they said they learned, and they were very grateful for a course where were able to actually see organic chemistry in a different way than they felt at the beginning, that it was, oh, this myth, organic chemistry, it's so impossible. And they felt at the end that it was something possible to learn, that it was something useful for them, that it was actually achievable.